Today's concept is soft power colonization. What do I mean by this? Well, in order to understand what is taking place in the Arab and Muslim world and the lack of expressed support, meaning substantiated support for the Palestinians, especially as we see the almost 109 days of unrelenting assault by Israel on Palestinian civilians in Gaza, we are pondering why is it that 57 Muslim majority states, 22 Arab majority states, are almost impotent, if not completely impotent, from actually extending the support. For this, we have to actually think of soft power colonization. The hard-nosed power colonization came to an end with the 60s, early 70s, where the colonial troops, have been withdrawn from much of the world, and post direct military colonization, it shifted to soft power colonization, rooted in economics, in the political machination, in cultural imprints, in educational materials, in such a way that the epistemology or ways of knowing and understanding the self and the society passes through the colonial powers. It either could be the colonial powers of the past, Britain, France, the Dutch, the Belgium, or their successor power, which is the United States, that uses soft power with also currently the European Union. So soft power colonization utilizes in particular funding to civil society. So we're talking about post-colonial civil society that is beholden to the funding agencies and the requirements of the funding agencies, their priorities, worldview. It also involves funding and training for the military infrastructure of these societies, so much of the top tier of the military personnel literally is beholden to the extension of the ex-colonial powers or the post-colonial power of the United States, in a sense of imperialist imprint directly on the region. Likewise, if we think about the political elites and their ways of actually entering both the political arena and also moving up in the political areas of importance and influences, passes through the maintenance, extension, and utilization of relations with the soft power colonial nods that right now exist in the United States and Western Europe. So as such, what we are seeing is that the soft power colonization has actually penetrated and extended its influence, and with it, the use of Israel, relations with Israel, relations with Zionism, in the notions whether it's the Abraham Accord or even before that, the Camp David Agreement, the Oslo Agreement, and now the push toward normalization with Israel, Gulf states, and others. So Gaza, in essence, exposed the contemporary current soft power colonization, and also exposed the total subservient role that is played by independent states that are in name, states that are extending and continue to play the role of looking over, maintaining, protecting the assets of the colonial powers of the past and the hegemonic superpower, the United States. So what we need is to make sure to understand contemporary colonization, and in particular soft power colonization. Doesn't mean that there isn't actual military presence. Yes, the United States has over 38 different bases that are crisscrossing the Arab world, and also has a permanent military presence in all of the waterways in the region. So I don't want to make the illusion that there isn't actual military power, but most of the contemporary programs are passed through soft power colonization and utilization of civil society, institutions of civil society that pushes the colonial epistemology, the Eurocentric colonial power, the global North colonial power in the region, while focusing on continued extracting of resources, maintaining control, domination of resources and access, waterways, and trade. So the Palestinians in Gaza and in the West Bank literally are the down payment, the price that are being paid to maintain this world order that began post 1960s and 70s. Even though we could talk about the United States becoming the superpower post World War II, but in general, this is actually the post direct colonization that we see its manifestation today. So today, the word or the concept to understand is soft power colonization that exists in the Arab and Muslim world.